Right speech. So the Buddha spoke a lot about speech. He believed that speech is one of the most the most easy ways to harm someone. There is even a belief that speech harms us more than a broken leg, in that broken legs can heal, and a lot of times hurt feelings really don't heal as quickly as we would like. So, right speech is the third step on the path that's not a path. And right speech has 5 parts to it. It's no lying, which is obvious, but I'll talk about it a little more anyway. No causing discord. No sniping or arrogant speech. No gossip or idle chatter. And be careful about speaking when one is angry. So, when we say no lying, we mean as close to absolute as possible, with keeping the other rules of speech in mind. For example, just because you can't lie does not mean that you are allowed to then hurt someone's feelings. You're not. You have to balance those things. And no lying does include through omission. If someone asks you a direct question and you know the answer, but you don't say it for reasons of your own, which have nothing to do with protecting someone's feelings or protecting someone physically, then that too could fall under the no lying part of this rule of speech. So it is a balancing act, but just like everything else, the more you practice it, the better you become. Right speech is really a practice of mindfulness. It's when things are good, when you're holding conversations with your friends, everybody's laughing and having a good time, and there's no anger, no one's feelings are hurt. That's a really great time to practice right speech. It's a great time to be truthful. It's a great time to be kind with it. It's a great time to use our speech to be compassionate and loving. Because, as we know, nothing is permanent. So eventually, we're going to be in conversations where things are not so great, where we are having difficulty, where we may be feeling attacked, or we may be angry or confused. And if we haven't practiced right speech when things were good, it was going to be that much harder to try and practice it when things are difficult. It is much more difficult to be kind with your speech when you're in the middle of an angry argument, for example, or when there are so many difficulties swirling around that you really can't catch yourself in mid-sentence and stop, think, and say something different, or say the same thing in a kinder manner. But if you practice that when things are good, if you practice seeing how you feel, right now I'm not tight, I don't feel anger arising in me, I'm not confused, if at that point you're smiling and your language is kind and not harsh, then when you feel the anger arise and confusion, you are much more likely to still be able to find some way of being kinder. Maybe not kind, but certainly kinder. And eventually, kind. Your speech will grow as you grow. Just as any practice, the more you practice, the better you are with it. And it is much easier to practice this when things are good. This is KenteWeb Wisdom. I'm Kathy Halilia Coma. Thank you.